If you've been building workflows manually, copy-pasting between apps, or spending hours on repetitive tasks, n8n is about to change everything for you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through n8n from scratch and show you how to build real AI-powered automations, even if you've never used a no-code tool before. Let's get into it. What is n8n and why should you use it? n8n is an open-source workflow automation tool that allows you to connect different apps, APIs, and online services together in a visual way, without needing traditional coding skills. You can think of it as a central hub that links all the tools you already use like Gmail, Slack, Google Sheets, Notion, and even AI models such as OpenAI so they can automatically communicate and work together. Instead of writing complex scripts, you build workflows using a visual editor. Each step in the process is called a node, and you simply connect these nodes to design how your automation should work from start to finish. This makes it much easier for beginners to understand and experiment with automation compared to traditional programming. One of the biggest advantages of n8n over tools like Zapier or Make is flexibility and control. Because it is self-hostable, you can run it on your own server, which gives you full ownership of your data, better privacy, and lower long-term costs. This is especially useful for developers or businesses that want more control over their systems. What really makes n8n powerful today is its deep AI integration. You can directly connect models like GPT-4, Claude, or Mistral into your workflows. This means your automations can go beyond simple tasks. They can analyze text, make decisions, generate responses, and perform intelligent actions automatically. For anyone new to AI and automation, n8n is one of the most accessible and powerful tools to start building real-world systems. How to install and set up n8n? There are two ways to get started. The first is n8n Cloud, the easiest option. You just sign up at n8n.io, start a free trial, and you're inside the editor in minutes. No installation needed. The second is self-hosting, which gives you full control and is completely free to run. For self-hosting, you need a server. VPs like DigitalOcean or even your local machine works fine. Install n8n by running npm install n8n in your terminal. Then start it with the n8n command. If you want it running persistently, use Docker with an official n8n image, or use PM2 to keep the process alive. For most beginners, I'd say start with n8n Cloud to get comfortable with the interface. Then move to self-hosting once you understand what you're building. Once you're in, you'll land on the main dashboard where you can create new workflows or open existing ones. Understanding the n8n interface, opening a new workflow gives you a blank canvas with a plus button to add your first node. Every workflow starts with a trigger node. This is what tells n8n when to run. Common triggers include a webhook, which fires when an external service sends data to n8n, a schedule trigger, which runs the workflow at a set interval like every hour or every morning at 9 a.m., or an app-specific trigger like when a new email arrives in Gmail. After your trigger, you add action nodes. These are the steps that actually do something. Reading data from a spreadsheet, sending a Slack message, calling an external API, or summarizing text with AI. You connect nodes by dragging a line from the output dot of one node to the input dot of the next. You can also add conditional logic using if nodes, which let the workflow branch based on a condition. For example, if the email subject contains the word urgent, post to Slack, otherwise just log it in Google Sheets. Trigger, actions, logic. That's the entire structure of any n8n workflow. Connecting apps and credentials. To connect n8n to your apps, you use credentials. When you add a Gmail node, a Slack node, or an OpenAI node, n8n will ask you to create a credential for that service. For most apps, this is OAuth. You click Authorize, log into the service in a pop-up window, and the connection is saved automatically. For API key-based services like OpenAI, you paste your key into the credential field and it's saved for reuse. The key thing is that credentials are stored once and available across all your workflows. You never need to re-enter them. I'd recommend spending 5 minutes up front connecting your core tools, Gmail, Google Sheets, Slack, and OpenAI at minimum. That way, when you're building workflows, you're not stopping mid-flow to deal with authentication. If you're on self-hosted n8n, Make sure your instance URL is correctly set in the environment variables before setting up OAuth, otherwise the redirect won't work. Building your first AI-powered workflow. Let's build something real together. We're creating a workflow that reads new Gmail emails, uses OpenAI to summarize them, and posts the summary to a Slack channel. Start by adding a Gmail trigger node set to on new email received. Authenticate it with your credentials, and set a polling interval every minute is fine for testing. Next, add an OpenAI node. Choose the message a model operation. Select GPT-4, and in the prompt field write, summarize this email in 2-3 sentences, and then use the lightning bolt icon to dynamically insert the email body from the Gmail node. This dynamic referencing is one of n8n's biggest strengths. Every piece of data output by a previous node is available as a variable you can insert anywhere downstream. After the OpenAI node, add a Slack node, set it to send a message, pick your channel, and insert the AI-generated output as the message body. Save the workflow, activate it, send yourself a test email, and within seconds you'll see the summarized version appear in Slack. That's a complete, real AI automation running live. Using n8n's AI agent node beyond basic OpenAI calls, n8n has a dedicated AI agent node that lets you build autonomous agents, AI systems that decide what tools to use and in what order to complete a goal. Without you scripting every step, you add the AI agent node. Write a system prompt that defines the agent's role and behavior, and then connect tool nodes to it. Tools are subnodes that represent actions the agent is allowed to take, things like a Google search tool, a code execution node, or a custom API call. When you give the agent a task in natural language, it reasons through the problem, picks the right tools, calls them in sequence, and returns a result. For example, you could build a research agent that takes a topic as input, searches the web for current information, reads and extracts key points, writes a summary, and saves it to a Notion page, all decided dynamically by the AI itself. This is where n8n moves beyond simple automation into building genuinely intelligent systems. Debugging and best practices. When something breaks, n8n gives you everything you need to diagnose it fast. Every workflow execution is logged, and you can open any past run from the Executions tab to see exactly what happened at each node, the input data, the output data, and any error messages. This makes debugging much faster than traditional code because the data flow is fully visible. The most common beginner issues are credential errors, which are usually fixed by re-authenticating, expression errors, which are usually just a typo in a field name, and API rate limits from external services. Use the Test Step button to run just one node at a time while building, so you can verify each step works before connecting it to the rest. Name your nodes clearly. Use sticky notes to document complex logic, and always test with a sample before activating. Once you have workflows running in production, set up an error trigger workflow that sends you a Slack or email alert whenever something fails. This is a game changer for staying on top of automation health. And that's everything you need to get started with n8 AI automation. You've learned what n8n is, how to set it up, how to navigate the interface, connect your apps, build a real AI workflow, use the agent node, and debug like a pro. The best thing you can do now is pick one task you do repeatedly every week and automate it using what you just learned. If this helped you out, smash that like button and subscribe. I drop new automation videos every week. Got questions while you're building? Leave them in the comments and I'll reply to every one. See you in the next video.